Hey, it's me, MLB. This is You Had Me at Hey, Chapter 5, and this one is titled That Familiar Waitress. Basically, yes, you replied proudly as you passed her and walked up to the counter. Jirou shook her head with a smirk, but you didn't see it because you had already started talking to the chick behind the counter. Hey, Leonie, what's up? You cheerfully greeted to the waitress, who was taking the orders that day. Oh, hey, Yin, Leonie replied with a laugh. Got a new friend? She asked deviously with a suggestive eyebrow wiggle. You blushed heavily. Don't call me out like that, you hissed at her. She gave you a knowing smirk. Anyway, what can I get for you? She asked, hovering her finger over your usual drink order button on the register. You saw that she was already waiting to press your favourite drink button, and you laughed. Yeah, you know what I want, you chuckled, and then you looked back over your shoulder to Jirou, who was standing just a bit behind you. What do you want, Jirou? You asked with a grin. Whatever you're having, she said shyly as she pulled at an ear jack. Okie dokie, make that two, you said with a smile to Leonie. Sure thing, she replied brightly. So, how's the writing going? You asked her. Yeah, good actually, I just started a new book. 5 chapters in, she replied. Oh, sweet, I'll have to check it out, you replied. Then you looked back at Jirou. Jirou, this is Leonie. She writes stories on YouTube. Cool, Jirou replied plainly. What stories do you write? Leonie said with a vague hand gesture and a nervous laugh. Anyways, grab a seat, babes, and I'll bring your drinks over. Jirou nodded and looked away, scanning the available tables, and you glanced back at Jirou. Marry this one, Leonie whispered lowly to you before giggling and scooting backwards towards the kitchen part of the shop to help with the drink preparations. Your head whipped around in embarrassment when you heard what she had said and blushed furiously. You'd better make that happen, Leonie, you whisper yelled back to her, and she threw you a wink and a backwards peace sign before disappearing out the back. You shook your head with a smile and turned around to face Jirou. So, where do you want to sit? You asked her. She pointed to a booth seat close by, and you nodded. Good choice. You both sat down and started talking. So, I haven't asked about your quirk yet, you said casually to the cute purplet. It's kind of obvious what my quirk is, Jirou replied dryly, making her ear jacks move on their own, and she leaned her chin into the palm of her hand as she rested her elbows on the table. Oh, wow, I didn't know you could move them without touching them, you commented. Yeah, I can move them like my arms and legs, and they stretch too, she added, manoeuvring her right one forwards to boop you on the nose. Cute, you giggled, and she blushed as she retracted the jack. I'm assuming that you have good hearing due to your quirk? You questioned, leaning back against the chair with your arms crossed casually across your chest. Yeah, and in my hero costume I can plug the jacks in and channel the sound of my heartbeat into the speakers on the legs, causing vibration attacks. Oh, that's so freaking cool, you gushed. We're a good pair, Jirou commented casually to you as her relaxed, expressionless eyes met yours. We're both kind of musically related. Well, I ship it, a voice suddenly said from your left, and you jumped. You'd been so engrossed in Jirou you hadn't noticed Leonie walking up to the table with the drinks. Can you not? You yelped in embarrassment at the waitress. She chuckled. Jirou just looked confused. Here are your drinks, the waitress said happily, ignoring your glare. Ah, come on, Yin, don't look at me like that, she said without looking at you. You know why I'm looking at you like that, and you deserve it, you pouted. Love you too, Leonie replied with a chuckle. Enjoy, she said as she picked up her tray and left. Jirou watched her go. You two seem close, she commented, picking up the straw and swirling it around in her drink. Oh, it's just Leonie, she's like a sister to me, you laughed. She's an idiot, but I love her. Okay, Jirou commented, a bit of relief in her voice. You glanced at Jirou from the corner of your eye. Good choice on the drink too, by the way, Jirou commented as she took a second sip. Thanks, he replied brightly. It's my fave. Okay, so anyway, let's figure out how we can help each other, you said as you swirled your straw in the cup, then took a sip. Busking, Jirou said plainly, and you choked, desperately trying to swallow your mouthful before it all came flying back out through your nose. I'm sorry, what? You choked out, coughing slightly from the shock of it all. You heard me, Jirou replied with a slightly mischievous look on her face as she focused on you. No, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say busking, you replied. Yeah, I did, she said as she sat back and crossed her arms with satisfaction. No, he replied bluntly. I can't do that. And why not? She asked with a bit of indignation. We're working on controlling your emotions so you can channel your quirk better, she stated. This is how we're going to do it. You let out a small laughter of disbelief, but Jirou didn't flinch. You're seriously going to make me do this? You deadpanned. Mm-hmm, she replied with a smirk. Okay, then you have to busk as well then, he replied cheekily, back with take that type of smirk. What? She yelped. No, this is me helping you. Yo, listen, I'm helping you too, remember, and you need to build confidence for your school performance, he said confidently. No, I'm not singing. I'm just, I don't know, playing the bass, I guess, she replied, looking down so her fringe covered her eyes. No, you're not. You're going to be the lead singer, he retorted emphatically. Your voice is amazing. It would be a crime not to have you front and center. But... No, you said sharply, smacking your palms down on the table. We're both going to busk to improve ourselves together. Sing and play together? Busk together? Jirou asked. Yes, well, I still think you need to solo some of it just to really put you on the spot, you jeered cheekily. No fair, she deadpanned. In that case, you need to do some solo as well. Okay, deal, he replied, reaching out your hand over the table with a closed fist ready to deliver a fist bump. Jirou gave you a small smile and fist bumped you back. Deal, she said. Movement in the corner of your eye drew your attention, and you glanced over towards the counter where the waitress, Leonie, was standing. You saw her quickly hide a pen and paper, and then whistle very conspicuously, and pick up a cloth to make it look like she was cleaning, and you shook your head. Ugh, I swear to God, if she's using this in one of her stories... Not me casually doing a Stanley and inserting myself into the story. Stay tuned for Chapter 6 coming tomorrow.